My name's Dave. I work at the head office here at the Oxford College of Marketing. Today we're joined by Robin, who heads up the sort of MarTech club here. And the session is on cracking the MarTech code, a marketer's guide to understanding and using key tech tools. Robin is a tutor at the college, but also a practitioner who's been put on this earth to help organizations and individuals understand their sort of marketing data and demystify MarTech. And make complicated things more accessible. So yeah, it looks like a really interesting topic today. So yeah, I'll hand over to Robin if that's okay. But please do type in any questions and I'll monitor the chat throughout. But yeah, and we'll also do some questions and answers at the end. Thanks so much, Robin.
Yeah, today we're actually going to build a MarTech stack together. We're actually going to go through every single section that you need within a MarTech stack. We're going to look at something called the Stackies, an award ceremony for MarTech stacks, and I'm going to show you some beautiful ones. And then I'm also going to kind of look at the emphasis of actually understanding and truly measuring the purpose of your MarTech stack. As with any of my sessions, please just let me know if you have a question. I would rather you go away revitalized and like full of like ideas rather than worrying that you've got a missing piece of the puzzle. So please interrupt at any point and I'll get those answered. So today we are going to look at MarTech 101, what I call MarTech 101, where we will look through and untangle the jargon, the technology, how they talk together, what it all looks like, and kind of support you to see how each of the marketing technology kind of puzzle actually fits together. Marketing technology, digital marketing has all of these wonderful terms that we hear on the daily, right? We hear all these acronyms, these kind of things that we're supposed to understand, but actually we need to strip that back. We need to demystify, simplify, and actually allow us to truly recognize how this technology can support us to get more out of our marketing, to reach more segments than ever before, and to truly connect with our clients, consumers, communities to sell whatever we want to sell as marketers, or get them to complete that call to action, that one that's kind of runs through all of our campaigns. Yeah. So how important is breaking it down and actually truly understanding everything that is actually going on within your MarTech stack? And we need to break it down into concepts that are straightforward and actionable, because that is the essential part. Because realistically, we want everybody involved within our marketing stack, or who has access to our marketing stack, to actually understand what is truly going on. And when you can understand how MarTech can improve lead generation, streamline workflows, and strengthen customer engagement, even non-technical team members or non-marketers or C-suite or your stakeholders, busy executives can actually start to see its value. So then it starts to become more interwoven into the culture, the processes of your organization moving forward. And laying out clear objectives, projecting ROI, and offering practical ways to measure success through marketing also makes it easier, right? To sell in those wonderful marketing campaigns, those marketing ideas, those ways that we want to connect. And also within organizations, by demystifying and allowing people access to these systems in your sales stack, in your MarTech stack, in your kind of workflow, kind of all within your organization, we start to then develop a wonderful culture where people feel comfortable sharing ideas, understanding, and actually understanding what is going on within our marketing. No longer do we need to assume to make slow decisions. We can iterate on the fly and we can move things forward as marketers much quicker, more efficiently, and with data-driven success, right? And it's important from a marketer's view, if we really segment it from our kind of point of view, and that is because all of a sudden we have access to accurate data and consistent data. And that is actually the only way that we can move forward with marketing now, because we need to move quickly and we need to move in a way that our kind of segments expect us to. We need to be there when they need us to be. We get a holistic customer view. It saves us time and energy. We save a lot of money within our resources and our platform choices. We can adapt and scale where necessary, and it also gives us that gorgeous competitive advantage that we are all fighting for, especially at the moment. Everything is very busy, very noisy in our digital world. So kind of using your MarTech stack, understanding what it truly does, how it all works together, is a big plus moving forward. Before we go into building a MarTech stack together today, and kind of what platform we're going to choose and kind of how it all works together, we need to just take a moment to think about how we implement and integrate MarTech actually into an organization. So the first thing that we actually need to do is we need to define clear goals. If you've been to any of my sessions before, I always talk about how your marketing needs to understand and support your organizational goals. They cannot exist in a vacuum, separate from each other. One bolsters the other, yeah? And we forget sometimes as marketers to connect our purpose, our why, our outcome to the overall organizational purpose. So defining our clear goals, we know exactly what we want to achieve, whether that be lead generation, customer engagement, process automation, and we need to let those objectives guide our MarTech choices. Yeah, the platform needs to support what you're actually doing the thing for. We need to assess our current stack. So as we go through today, you might go, oh, we actually have a CDP. We actually have a map program and that kind of thing, but you may not be using it in the right way yet. So figure out what tools we already have and how they actually fit into our marketing plans overall and our marketing needs for the organization or for the client, for example, because we don't want to be duplicating effort, but we also don't want to be missing an opportunity either. Yeah. We then need to make sure we're choosing the right tools. Yeah. So we need to look for platforms that integrate seamlessly, offer the features we truly need, and align with our team's skill set and also our budget where necessary. We need to plan our integrations and our data flow. So ensure new MarTech works well with what you already have. There is nothing more frustrating than discovering a wonderful piece of tech or a platform that is going to solve all of your problems. You then try and hook it up to your existing data flows, your marketing processes, and they don't talk to each other. So you're just compounding the problem that you probably already have because you're siloing data, you're not having an overall view of anything. So yeah, make sure that we actually have a kind of connection to what we already have within our MarTech stack. And we need to make sure that we're setting up a reliable system for collecting and also analyzing customer data. Yeah. We then, of course, need to make sure we get stakeholder buy-in. So we need to communicate the benefits clearly and build support from leadership. IT, your marketing team, you need to understand too. You're a stakeholder in this, right? And we need to smooth out any obstacles that may occur early on before they become a problem. This is a part that often gets overlooked because people think that implementation stops as soon as we kind of put it into a system. And what we actually need to do is implement in manageable phases and equip team, yourself, your clients, if necessary, with the know-how or the impact as each tool is integrated. And also make sure that you do understand and you actually have hands-on training to truly understand what that piece of tech is going to do for you. And then, of course, the data goblin that lives deep inside of me also recommends that you ensure that you measure and you optimize. We need to track performance. We need to ensure we know what is truly going on when it comes to understanding what is happening within that MarTech stack. So let's build a stack together. Who currently has a fully functioning MarTech stack? Or yes, I know this is my MarTech stack and I know the platforms that are in it. You can let me know in the chat or just send me a quick message. Because what actually often happens is people don't think that they have a true MarTech stack, right? They think that they have some marketing platforms that support X, Y, or Z process within our kind of marketing realm, our workflows, our job role. But actually, you have the start of a stack. It may just not be connected in the way that you think it should be connected in. Yeah. Or in a way that is truly representative of what that platform can actually do for you as a marketer. So we're going to start at the heart. Well, I call it the heart, but there are other people that will say that other things are that are kind of indifferent. Cool. I love that you have a MarTech manager now. That's really cool. Yeah. So you're using a CRM system for communication. And then, of course, you'll be able to connect that with other things like I'll show you today. But that is wonderful. That's made my day, actually, hearing a MarTech manager. That's really good. So we're going to start in the center. And I do apologize, right? So after every explanation, I have attempted to draw the data flow from different platforms. It has not gone well, but I will explain it as I go through. So we're going to start at the heart of the MarTech stack. And that is your customer relationship management. And the reason this lives at the heart of your stack is that it holds all of the information about people you want to work with, who have worked with you before, or who have interacted with you, or you are connected with. Yeah, it is your little black book of all of the people who know about you, have worked with you, or are going to once you've kind of sold to them in the right way. And it is a central database for storing and managing all your customer interactions and contact details. It's often classed as the foundation of your MarTech stack. Even now, even when we have newer platforms coming in that are unifying customer information, the CRM still exists at the core. It may change, but realistically, it is something that every organization has access to and holds the information that we need to market effectively moving forward. So why is it important? Why does this matter? Why does it need a space within your MarTech stack? And that is because it keeps all your customer data in one place. Yeah. It helps to manage leads, track sales pipeline, and record customer touch points. Those things that we have created as marketers for people to fall in love with our organizations and our brands. Yeah. So if I can give you some very quick tools or ideas of how to choose a CRM, look for a system that can integrate with other tools. Yeah. Marketing automation, email, and all the wonderful things that we're going to talk about today. And also consider ensuring that it does provide customizable reporting and a user-friendly interface. Has anybody used any CRMs that are way more complicated than they need to be for your organization? I'm going to bet that that is a yes within the group, right? And we need to make sure that it has potential for the future. So evaluate whether it offers advanced features like AI-driven lead scoring, but only if that's important to your organization. Yeah. So look for a system that can integrate customizable reporting because you do want the data out of it, and evaluate whether it is future-proof. Yeah. So we're going to focus on Salesforce, yeah, today. And it's a cloud-based CRM platform known for its extensive integrations, robust ecosystem. It stands out because it offers a wide range of add-ons. And it's great for mid-size, large enterprises looking for a highly customizable all-in-one CRM. You can also use things like HubSpot. Yeah, and this is a platform specifically designed for inbound marketing, sales and customer service, but that is for small to mid-sized companies. So the next slide's not going to look very exciting. I apologize, but we will build on this today. That's the start of our MarTech stack, right? Yeah. So it's sat in the middle. It sits, it is churning away that data. It is collecting that data from all those wonderful touch points that we have set out and we track, right? And we pull in to a customer profile or an identifier for a customer. So next we have our map, our marketing automation platforms. So a map automates repetitive marketing tasks, yeah, such as sending emails, managing drip campaigns, or scoring leads based on engagement. So why does this matter? This is one of the key tools to save time by automating routine tasks, and it personalizes the buyer's journey at scale, yeah, and provides detailed analytics to measure campaign performance. And the way that you choose a good kind of map is check for a robust email builder, for example, and multi-channel capabilities. We need to look for flexible segmentation, verify it can sync data seamlessly with your CRM. Yeah, everything needs to talk to each other. There is no one size fits all when it comes to automation platforms. It all depends on your business needs, marketing workflow, and the channels that you are using. And it can actually be difficult to compare automation solutions due to the very subtle differences between them. And this problem, when it comes to looking for a map platform, is further compounded by the fact that many lists lump wildly different solutions under the same automation category. So I've decided to highlight today for you something called Insider. One of the reasons is they have great information about kind of what is going on with Insider, so you can go and really see what they're doing. And they have a great set of personalization and automation capabilities for websites, mobile apps, and also things like email, SMS, push notifications, and WhatsApp. So we're gonna add to that glorious drawing that I started a slide ago, right? Yeah. So here we go. This is where we start to kind of map out this this kind of process. So a CRM, your customer relationship management, and your map, your marketing automation platform, typically link together by sharing data. So as you can see by my badly drawn arrows, which do only get worse throughout this session, they typically link by sharing things like lead details, contact information, engagement history, so that marketing and sales have a up-to-date picture of the prospect or the customer. When it comes to using map platforms, you can technically use more than one marketing automation platform within one MarTech stack, but it's usually not ideal. This is one of the things where I'm like, pick the best one for what you need and cull the rest, yeah? Having multiple maps or platforms that do the same thing, churning the same data in your MarTech stack, can lead to data silos, increased complexity, and stupidly higher costs. You're paying for multiple platforms to do the same thing. It's just not worth it, right? So as you can see, our MarTech stack has grown. We have our CRM and we have our map. So does anyone have any questions up till now? You can always drop them in the chat, yeah? So we then have what is classed as your customer data platform. And these are all, the acronym for this is CDP. So that's what you'll see in here. A CDP collects and unifies first-party data from multiple sources. So this is like your website, your apps, your CRM, creating a single accurate profile for each user. So this extends further than what is held within your CRM. This is about that individual's journey on your website, about how they discovered you, about what they do on your website, linked in to their kind of sales information held within the CRM and their journey information. And the idea here, the reason we have a CDP is we are creating a single accurate profile for each user. So all of the data from all of the aspects and places that you collect things about these wonderful people come to your CDP. And why does a CDP matter? And it's because things have gotten much more complicated as we've added in processes, ways to connect. Social media has become more complicated, hyper-personalization, segmentation, all of those things that we are now expected to do as marketers mean we get data in so many different places for our customers. So what this does is it ensures consistency of customer data across all platforms. It enables advanced targeting and personalization because we have all of that overview data, and it improves data governance and privacy compliance. Yeah. So what we need to have a look at here is we need to confirm it can easily integrate with our existing tools, because if it cannot do its job properly. Yeah. We need to look for robust identity resolution features to merge data from different sources. We need to consider scalability. How much data are you pulling in? And does it have good ability to handle that? And how quickly can it handle that so you can make decisions from that information? And the platform I'd like to bring to your attention is Twilio Segment, and that is a CDP. It's been acquired by Twilio, and it helps businesses unify their customer data from multiple sources, websites, mobile app servers, all of that jazz into a single standardized format. So you know everything about Margaret Jones, who has come to your website and purchased from you. Yeah. And by consolidating and cleaning this data, Segment by Twilio makes it easier for different applications, your CRM, your automation platforms, to share consistent, up-to-date customer information. It's an amazing add-on if you are struggling to truly understand what is going on with your consumers. Yeah. And so where does that go? Yeah. So your CDP typically sits at this, like the net adjacent to what is going on in the center, because it pulls in data from multiple sources, like your CRM and your website analytics, and even offline systems to create universal, unified customer profiles. It is your single point of truth, yeah? Because the CDP takes the data from everywhere else and combines it into consistent, up-to-date profiles, our other MarTech tools, like our personalization engines or our analytics platforms, can reference the same data. So all we're doing is ensuring, like in a library, when your GA4 comes into your MarTech stack, it knows where to put that information. Yeah. It is the glue that holds the forward-thinking kind of MarTech stack together, pulling data from every source, unifying it, and then pushing insights out to the platforms. That is its sole purpose, to ensure you truly recognize what is actually going on. Yeah. So has anybody got a CDP that they work with, or is suddenly thinking, yeah, that's a good idea. I'd love to know truly what is going on with each individual client. Yeah, it's a wonderful piece of kit. And the way that you can kind of move this forward is it allows your system to be the most up to date to make the best personalization decisions, to make the best marketing automation decisions, especially when plugging data into AI and things like that. It also allows that to have the best information in to give you the best information out for your marketing tech stack or your marketing processes, realistically, overall. So as I say, I apologize for my my arrows, but I wanted to try and give you like how you build this up and build it together with you today. So our CRM feeds in, Insider feeds in, all of our tools will eventually feed into Twilio Segment. Yeah. I see that Kate has got her hands raised. Have you got a question, Kate? There you go. I've allowed you to talk if you would like to talk. Oh, no? Okay. So the next part is our, what is classed as our data management platform. Now, what is happening here is this primarily collects and manages anonymized third-party data and first-party data for our advertising purposes, for things like our programmatic ad buying, right? So why does this matter? This matters because it helps to segment our audiences for targeted ads. It integrates with our ad networks, you know, our DSPs, our demand-side platforms. And it's useful for building lookalike audiences to expand reach. Yeah. And the way that I want you to go away and have a look and choose a kind of DMP is check its compatibility with your preferred advertising network. Look for strong data governance and compliance features, especially important with privacy regulations. And also make sure it can handle real-time data and large audience volumes if you're aiming for programmatic advertising at scale. Yeah. And the one I have kind of selected to draw into our stack today is permutive. So now it starts to get messy. So permutive sits at the top here. And a data management platform like this typically sits alongside your MarTech systems like your CRM, your CDP, and your marketing automation platforms to handle mostly anonymous audience data for advertising and paid media activities. It's the bridge between your brand's data and the wider advertising ecosystem. By tapping into both first and third party, so it can pull from like your first, for example, and also externally from third, it helps you to target and optimize paid campaigns more effectively while staying aligned with the rest of your MarTech stack's goals and your data governance kind of standards too. But what you can start to see is this starts to become like a web, right? It starts to really start to connect. And as you can see, if we just follow like the data kind of remises, the circles, the flows that kind of go on, what you can see is it's incredibly important that when you are choosing your tools, that they all talk to each other. Imagine that permutive couldn't talk to your CRM, couldn't feed back into Segment. You start to cut off the usefulness of this, and we start to lose that unified kind of view. Yeah, it's like balls of joy. Yeah, all start to connect together, all talking to each other, all working together in the same process. The worst thing you can have is silos of data, because as soon as you do that, you are not getting the overall picture, which then fuels the decisions with marketing automation. personalization, segmentation, those kind of things. And as soon as you start to deprive your systems of the overall view, the outcome that they give you is not the one that is actually going to make a difference. Yeah. So as you can see, it's starting to get a little messy. Yeah. So then we have our content management systems. Yeah. And you will all know that symbol probably. A CMS helps you to create, edit, and manage digital content. So your websites, your blogs, your landing pages, without needing advanced coding skills. Why does it matter? It enables consistent brand identity and messaging. It simplifies publishing and updating content quickly. It often integrates with personalization or marketing automation tools. And the things that you need to think about here is you need to assess the ease of use and template flexibility. Look for native SEO features potentially and plug in ecosystems. Make sure it can work with what you already have. And verify seamless integration with your CRM or your map for content personalization. So where does this sit, right? So as you can see, we've started to get a little complicated, haven't we? Yeah. It's actually this one. I cheated. I showed you one ahead. So your CMS typically acts as the central hub for creating, storing, and publishing your content. Yeah. Such as website pages, blog posts, landing pages, or digital experiences. So its existence within your MarTech stack, it's the foundation for your digital content within the MarTech stack, connecting to your CRM, your map, and your CDP to deliver personalized, data-informed experiences across your customer touchpoints. Yeah. So as you can see, it sits and it talks to here, goes back here, goes back here. It could even go here and it could even go here, but this is the main areas that it does kind of sit into. Next, we need to be looking at our email service provider within our MarTech stack, because an ESP focuses on sending mass email campaigns, managing your subscriber lists, tracking email performance metrics, those kind of things. So why does it matter? You might be going, yeah, but Robin, I just send them all out my CRM. And that's okay. If your CRM is able to do that at scale, efficiently, with the correct governance rules. And this, having an extra platform that does this very well, allows you to centralize your email marketing efforts, offers advanced email delivery tools to ensure emails actually land in inboxes. And alongside that, we can also track and have good analytics for open rates, click-through rates, and more. Yeah. So again, if I'm giving you some good tips to choose and make sure that you get a good ESP within your stack, and that is to look for robust segmentation and A/B testing capabilities. Have a look and evaluate deliverability, reputation, and compliance with anti-spam regulations. Check if it integrates well with your CRM or your map to sync subscriber data. Yeah. So I did give you a sneaky kind of look at where this sits. And the one I've chosen is MailChimp. A lot of people know and have used that kind of system. And your ESP, the one that sits down here, typically functions as one of your primary outbound communication channels, yeah, within your MarTech stack. And while a CRM or map often stores and segments contact data, your ESP, on the other hand, syncs with these platforms to ensure that you're sending to the right audiences. Yeah. Changes in subscriber statuses, such as unsubscribes or bounces, get fed back to your core database, keeping accurate data where it actually needs to be. The ESP is the specialized tool for sending and tracking email campaigns within your MarTech stack. Yeah, it's tightly integrated with your CRM and your map to ensure data accuracy, effective personalization, and high deliverability. Yeah. Who uses an ESP? What do you use? Is it ActiveCampaign? That's another one. MailChimp, Breville. What is your platform of choice here? Yeah, ActiveCampaign. And one of the wonderful things is this then links to all of your segmentation. So all of a sudden, because you have that unified view from your CDP, what you can then do is hyper-personalized emails, even automatically now with AI, and send the right information to the right person at the right time. Yeah, depending on that data that we've had access to and what we know about them moving forward. So what is next? So this probably isn't a surprise. Within this, we have our business intelligence and our analytics tools. And these tools compile data from multiple sources, providing dashboards and visualizations of what is actually going on within the MarTech stack, and helps us to make informed decisions or triggers decisions for us based on the rules we set. And these matter within our MarTech stack because they offer a holistic view of marketing performance. They identify trends and optimization opportunities. They enhance data-driven decision-making across the organization. And the way that you go away and have a think about what tool you want to use for this is we want to verify that the tool supports real-time data refresh and custom reporting. Make sure it connects to all of our data sources. So make sure that we're thinking about all of those things, and look for user-friendly dashboards that non-technical stakeholders can understand. Yeah. And the platform I'd like to highlight here as like a thing to have a look at is Snowplow. So Snowplow Analytics uses trackers, so small pieces of code that execute on given conditions, which generate event-level data that is then processed and analyzed within the overall structure. So where does that then sit? Where does that then live within our kind of MarTech stack? And actually, it's connected to everything. Get sucked in and then also pushed back where necessary. But more often than not, the information goes in here so that then we can make decisions on things that happen within here. Yeah. Does anyone currently use GA4 or another version of Snowplow? Do you do your own reporting in like Power BI and things like that? Just make sure, Lakira, yeah, and make sure that all of your data is actually going into your dashboard. Yeah, because if it isn't, you're not really getting a good representation of actually what is actually going on, really. Yeah, just as if we're not putting all of the data into our CDP, we're not getting that unified view of our client. Yeah, MarTech is wonderful when it is fueled correctly. Yeah. So then kind of finally, the last piece of the initial MarTech stack that you can kind of create very, very quickly is our social media management and other specialized tools. So what are they? So our social media management, they're tools that manage posting schedules, respond to social messages, and analyze social performance. Within this world, you can also integrate here your SEO tools. So things that track keyword rankings, analyze backlinks, and optimize on-page content where appropriate. You also have your customer support tools, so chatbots and ticketing systems to resolve customer issues efficiently. So why do they matter, right? Why do these types of tools matter within our core MarTech stack? And that is because they centralize operations and analytics for specific channels or tasks. They streamline marketing workflow and team collaboration, and they often offer deeper channel-specific insights for optimization. How do you choose this? So assess if they can actually plug into your central analytics or automation platforms. A lot of people use things like Metricool and things like that, but they don't actually plug back into anything. So again, you're pushing data this way, but it can't come back. Yeah. Ensure that the feature set aligns with your channel's priorities. Is it robust social listening? Is it advanced SEO audits? That kind of thing. And also check for user-friendly interfaces and available integrations. So you're not having to hand stitch that data together in your MarTech stack. So are you ready? This is the last bit of our kind of hand-drawn MarTech stack. And this, the one I chose to kind of look at was Buffer, because a lot of people have used that. And what Buffer allows you to do is take information from these various aspects within your MarTech stack. Could be namely your CRM, could be the insights from Snowplow, could even be the segmentation from Twilio and all that kind of stuff. You can imagine if I'd put all of those arrows on, what this would look like. It'd look like an unraveled ball of string. But to give you an inference, it allows you to then make decisions. So where the data is collected about the individuals within your MarTech stack, Buffer can then make decisions on timings, channels, all those kind of things to make your marketing work harder for you. Yeah. So how does that feel, seeing it kind of drawn together and how it all connects, that kind of thing? For me, it actually simplifies it. Yeah. When people start to say, oh yeah, my MarTech stack, it's got blah, 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 you're like, what? Can't even see it. But on paper, this is as simple as it could be. What I am going to show you now, though, is something called the stackies. And these are, it's a challenge every year. It's an awards evening for companies to submit their MarTech stack in a very visual and beautiful way. And there's winners every year. And it's a great way for you to go and see how big companies actually, what platforms they use, and what other people in your sector are using to do the various bits of marketing that we need to do. So if you have a look at this one, I think this is quite nice. So they measure it out, they kind of cut it out into genre here. And they class them as artists, but it's the platforms that they use to do the various things. And they class it as playlists. So all of these things are their main kind of things. What they always use, so what is on repeat for them, is here. And it allows you to kind of see what is the most used and what is the least used within their MarTech stack as well. So it's quite a nice way to visualize, I think. But then you can get even more creative. So this is a company called Demandbase, and they have set it up like a full circuit board. So their engage and convert live here, inquire and consideration live here, with all of the nice connections that they have. And then they've also written it out here for you. Does anyone within any organization actually have a visual representation of their MarTech stack like this? Or even something not as aesthetic as this, realistically? We then have this wonderful kind of execution, and from the spreadsheet forest, we go through all of these kind of spaces to the AI future. So this is actually talking about where they want to take their MarTech stacks to. And what a lot of organizations do within the stackies is they base the visuals on their brand identity. So that's quite cool. This one might be of interest to many here. This is Microsoft's MarTech stack. This is from maybe 2 years ago at the stackies, or 3. So it may have changed realistically, up to date now, but it just allows you to see where sales, for example, comes in, pre-sales marketing, post-sales marketing, all of those kind of things. This one I think is quite interesting. It's from Betway. So they've done it as kind of cards. And then you can see all of the different tools that they use. And it's a great way to go and get inspiration, actually, like, and have a look at what other tools people are using to pull people in, to keep them in, to segment, that kind of thing, to how they're doing their email marketing and things like that. So it's quite interesting, I think, to see. And this is a very beautiful one, I think. Shows the connections where things kind of live, social, tools, media, and things like that. And I'll show you one more. I think this one. Yeah. So this is like an engineering one. I think it's quite beautiful. So this is all the management side within pre-sales, post-sales, the content, relationships and social, data, and in the kind of different spaces. So this is like a cyclone, which I think is quite an interesting way to do it, because you just follow the ring and then it gives you all of those kind of platforms for that specific area. One thing to note, though, is that some platforms like Salesforce can cover multiple aspects of the MarTech stack, because themselves have evolved into comprehensive ecosystems rather than single purpose tools. So, for example, Salesforce began as a CRM, but now includes Marketing Cloud and Pado for marketing automation, Service Cloud for customer service, and various other modules for analytics, e-commerce, and more. By integrating these capabilities within a single suite, Salesforce is attempting to be a fully fledged MarTech stack for you, because it can handle everything from lead capture and nurturing, your marketing automation, to customer data management, your CRM, and unifying your customer data. This consolidation does have kind of several benefits. One of them is data consistency. All teams can access up-to-date information about prospects and customers from one place. It reduces complexity. There's no need for multiple integrations or specialized platforms to handle each function, lowering the risk of those data silos and syncing errors overall. It's also easier to adopt one platform that does a lot, right? So people can learn one ecosystem rather than juggling multiple tools, connecting multiple tools with separate interfaces. However, it is still best practice, actually, to choose the best of all solution for certain areas, because there are specialized features within certain platforms that a all-in-one will never achieve, and they offer things that are out of the box. And realistically, when you're building your stack and you're trying to understand what you need with it, it's ultimately a question of balancing convenience, cost, and functionality overall. Yeah. So now you've built it, you've decided what you've got to do, you've connected them all together. We do need to measure its performance, yeah, because it's all well and good having it all connecting and you're making decisions on what's going on in there, but we need to effectively understand if it is truly allowing us to move towards our goals. And there are several frameworks and models that can help to evaluate and optimize your MarTech stack. So things like return on investment analysis, agile marketing assessment, capability and gap analysis, all of those wonderful things. But one of the key things you could do is measure KPIs when you change your MarTech stack. So if you have a KPI that is important to you and your organization, you can then measure it pre and post, for example. Whatever you decide to measure, make sure you do it within a timely kind of process, because realistically, if you are just putting out things and making things updates to your workflows, your MarTech stack, and it's actually not making a difference, you're missing something somewhere. And that could be that it's not the right platform that needs to be integrated. It could be that realistically, it's not getting the right data it needs to work effectively, and it just allows you to actually measure performance. Does anybody currently measure kind of MarTech performance against KPIs? And this is a little separate from things like marketing, how well your marketing is doing, right? So it could be like, you could be measuring efficiency on time to complete things, or X, Y, and Z, realistically moving forward. So when you have decided what your MarTech stack looks like and what needs to be there, so I'm just going to go quickly back to our wonderful drawing here, and what you've decided to connect and how the data all flows back together and through these kind of processes, we then need to make sure that we are measuring its performance. So that is the end of our MarTech 101 today. So we've gone through all the key pieces of software, what they actually do, why they need to be there, how you choose it, and what they are connected to. We've had a look at organizations who map out their kind of MarTech stack and the stackies to give you some kind of inspiration to go forward and have a look at what other people are doing. And we've also looked at the importance of how to measure its performance overall. Yeah. And just before kind of Dave takes over, I would like to just let you know about the MarTech Club. So that is a wonderful Slack space. It's totally free for those that join. And it's just basically a collaboration and learning space where we can stay at the forefront of marketing moving forward, especially within the AI and the MarTech space. So I look forward to seeing you there. You can always ask me any questions in there. So thank you. Has anyone got any questions? I think I've answered most that were sent to me during the session.
Thank you for that, Robin. That was really, really interesting. Yeah, please do type in any questions into the chat area if there is anything else you want to go over at all. Yeah, that was really, really interesting. Just a bit of a sort of bit of information about what the Oxford College of Marketing do. As I said, Robin is a tutor on some of the CIM qualifications. So there are specialist awards in AI in marketing that we deliver, as well as full CIM courses. And if you do want any information on that, the full list of sort of qualifications can be found on our website, or please do just email the inquiries team. Here as well, I'm just posting those up into the chat area if anyone does have any queries. Robin, I just thought, just one question that popped into my mind. With Salesforce starting to sort of, integrate a lot more of their sort of marketing stack and becoming a bit more of a full service, are they restricting the usability of other sort of like add-ons for different sort of like with marketing and Pardo and bits like that? Are they sort of starting to restrict other sort of softwares or tools that
I wouldn't say that the way that they connect is being restricted, but what is being restricted is then what you can do with that data realistically, because you would have to use whatever is within the Salesforce kind of system to move things forward. So that's why I say that Salesforce is great as a CRM, and it does have all of these other capabilities, but actually a dedicated map or a CDP is much more powerful than what is integrated into Salesforce. But if you don't need that level, and all of a sudden Salesforce can handle all of your data in and all of your data out, that is the choice for you. So it's all about making sure that you're aligning the need of your MarTech stack with actually what you want it to do overall, and not clipping your wings before you can fly, realistically.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that was the only question that I sort of just had to come up.
It's quite interesting to see the growth of Salesforce as well. Like it's pushing into that kind of a one-stop shop. But with that as well, you end up paying a lot to be a part of that one-stop shop, right? So it's a balancing act, as is everything within marketing.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I've posted yeah the contact details up there about other sort of CIM courses, but I can't see any other questions have come through to the chat area.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for spending your lunchtime with me.
Brilliant.